Have you ever wondered who Michael Jordan would be in the One Piece world? The NBA and One Piece are completely different things. However, there are some comparisons that we can make between these two worlds. Who would your favorite player's One Piece comparison be, and what devil fruit would he eat? Or which One Piece character's story could parallel the NBA? I've decided to take on that task and make comparisons for our favorite players and characters. This is a very fun exercise to make, and I believe I backed up these comparisons with some strong reasoning that are realistic. So let's get started. Michael Jordan is most known for arguably being the GOAT. He is also the most influential player of all time regardless of era, inspiring many current and former NBA players to be the best that they can be. He is also highly respected by many NBA players, fans, and staff members. He is synonymous with basketball more than any other player in NBA history. He also has the best prime in NBA history from 1988 to 1998, a 10-year period of dominance. He also accomplished something that no other all-time great has accomplished, and that is 2 3-peats and never losing in the finals. Outside of basketball, his world influence is all over the world with his brand Jordan and his role in Space Jam. With all this taken into consideration, which pirate would be the perfect comparison for MJ? Gol D. Roger was the easy, obvious answer. Gol D. Roger is the king of the pirates. He started the Great Pirate Era, and like Jordan, he is the most influential of his world. He is also the best pirate of all time, similar to Jordan, and he had the greatest prime of any pirate and the greatest career. He had adventures before he found the One Piece, and he has directly influenced many great pirates like Shanks, Buggy, and others. He is also widely known in the world outside of piracy, is respected by all pirates, and his name rings throughout the One Piece world. Lastly, but most important, he accomplished something that no one else in the world has done before, and that was finding the One Piece. LeBron James is most known for being head-to-head with MJ in the GOAT debate, the chosen one since high school, and he has surpassed every single expectation placed on him. He has made it known that he has been chasing MJ for a large part of his career, and he has some of the greatest feats in NBA history. He is also known for having started the super team trend, creating a great team around him by recruiting other stars to play with him. He is also one of the most influential players of all time. His sustained longevity is unmatched and seems superhuman. He is also the most well-rounded NBA player of all time, one of the most athletic players of all time, and he is an overall anomaly in the sport of basketball. So who would be his One Piece comparison? Edward Newgate, or better known as Whitebeard, was Roger's rival throughout his pirating career, and he is a household name in the pirating world. He is most known for having the connections in the One Piece world that allowed him to form his crew, him recruiting many strong pirates on his crew like Ace, Blackbeard, Marco, and the rest of his commanders can be compared to LeBron's recruiting. He is also the most well-rounded pirate of all time, having the crew, power, and connections that his name gathered the Marine's strongest forces. He is also a freak of nature and strength that is rarely seen in One Piece. Lastly, like LeBron, his longevity is unmatched and only died when the Marines were jumping him after he was injured and aging. Kobe Bryant is a fan-favorite legend and an all-time great. He stayed with one team his whole career and brought them to greatness. He's arguably the most skilled player of all time, and he inspired an entire new generation to develop his Mamba mentality, the thing he is most known for. He is well respected and known around the entire globe outside of basketball, and he is paired up with some of the greatest players of all time to win championships. His father also played in the NBA, and he was exposed to basketball at a young age. Finally, he is the closest thing to Michael Jordan we have ever seen, and is compared to him stylistically all the time. So who would be the best comparison for Kobe? Shanks is a very well respected pirate in the world, so respected that he could stop wars and command attention from the Gorosei. He is the main inspiration for Luffy, similar to how Kobe was the main inspiration for this new generation of NBA players. Shanks was heavily inspired by Gol D. Roger and wanted to follow in his footsteps as he was an adoptive father. His father also big in the One Piece world, as his father is Garling Figerland. He was exposed to piracy at a very young age as he was on Roger's crew. He is the most skilled hockey user we have seen in the series so far. And lastly, he is most synonymous with the straw hat that he gave to Luffy to inspire him and to surpass him someday. This can be compared to Mamba mentality. Kevin Durant is one of the best offensive weapons of all time. In a one-on-one setting, KD is cooking whoever is in front of him. He is the most deadly offensive scorer of all time. There is no shot past half court that he can't make, and he is the most versatile scorer and offensive force as well. He has also accomplished a lot at a young age with the Thunder. However, he is most known for switching up on the Thunder and joining the Warriors to form a super team. Then after winning 2 chips, many people saw this as illegitimate as he went on to go to form more super teams. He recruited more all-stars and greats in hopes of winning a championship. His move to the Warriors can also be linked to LeBron's move to the Heat. He is also one of the most hated players in NBA history, so with all this taken into consideration, who is KD's One Piece comparison? Blackbeard is the strongest devil fruit user of all time, and he has the ability to pose 2 at a time, which shouldn't be possible. His 2 Devil Fruits can be compared to KD's 2 chips, as many people don't believe in it. He is the most versatile Devil Fruit user of all time, and in a one-on-one situation against Blackbeard, it'd be hard to beat him. He has the ability to combo his attacks and become the strongest. However, he is most known for snaking Whitebeard, stealing his Guru Guru no Mi, and then he recruited some of the strongest pirates of all time, forming his own pirate super team. He is also widely hated amongst the pirate world, and he will do anything to find the One Piece, similar to how KD will do anything to win a championship. Giannis Antetokounmpo is one of the best players in the NBA right now. Coming from a rough background and a tough environment, Giannis had a rough childhood. Coming into the league, very few people believed in a kid from Greece. However, Giannis soared through the NBA through hard work and determination. He has also taken direct inspiration from Kobe, as he has taken challenges from him and accomplished them, like winning an MVP. He has also had great success at a young age, winning 2 MVPs, a chip and Depoy in the span of 4 years. He won a Depoy and MVP in the same season to join Olajuwon and MJ as the only players in NBA history. He is one of the most versatile players in the league due to his length and his strong frame. He's a family man and extremely loyal to his brothers and the Bucks organization. He's a humble guy with a very likable personality that everyone in the NBA loves. Lastly, his nickname is Greek Freak, but for this video, I'm going to go with Greek God. So with all this taken into consideration, who is the best comparison for Giannis? Luffy is the main character of One Piece. He is an absolute force in the One Piece world right now at the young age of 21. He had a rough childhood, mainly being raised by Shanks and Garp, or he was just left alone. He came from the East Blue, where no one in the One Piece world would expect a formidable pirate to come from. However, through hard work and determination, he has become one of the strongest characters in One Piece. He has taken direct inspiration from Shanks to become a pirate that will surpass him. In just 2 years of piracy, he has accomplished amazing things, most notably becoming a Yonko, a prestigious title that only few can claim. He is on pace to shatter any pirate history that has ever been made. He has one of the most versatile Devil Fruits due to the elasticity and flexibility the fruit gives him. He is extremely loyal to his brothers and of course his crew. Luffy is a humble guy with a very lovable personality that every One Piece fan loves. He is also very charismatic in the One Piece world, encouraging many nations and individuals to support him. And lastly, they literally call him the Sun God. Shaq is the most dominant force in NBA history. In the paint, no one and no amount of force could stop him once he got the ball. Even the rim and the backboard couldn't stop him. He was an unstoppable player in his prime and was also one of the strongest players of all time. He is an absolute icon in the organizations that he's played for and for the NBA as an entirety. He has a bigger-than-life persona and personality, and he was a little lazy, as he was known to have some beef or tension with teammate Kobe Bryant. Regardless, they still were able to reach unparalleled levels of success by leading the Lakers to a three-peat. Shaq is also still heavily around the NBA as a TV personality, analyst, and commentator. The player that is most like Shaq in the modern NBA is Giannis, as Shaq said himself. So with all this taken into consideration, who is his One Piece comparison? Garp is an absolute icon in the Marines, as he is the hero of the Marines. He is the most dominant Marine of all time, taking down rocks with Goldie Roger, the greatest pirate of all time. He is very respected amongst the Marines and is still around the Marines, helping train Kobe and Helmeppo. But he is still high ranking and will always have some power in the Marines. He rejected a higher position due to the work and the ideological differences with the world government. He is a great larger-than-life personality that can be shown anytime he is given screen time. He has also had some beef with Shanks on the basis of raising Luffy. Luffy is the most like Garp personality-wise because Luffy got trained by Garp. James Harden is one of the best offensive players of all time. With his handles, shot creation, playmaking, and shooting, he is an absolute offensive weapon. He completely changed the game and how defenses played him during its prime. He had some crazy historic performances and rivaled Kobe and other legends for him being the greatest scorer of all time. He had amazing MVP season where he went crazy the entire year and was putting up some historical numbers. However, the one flaw in Harden is that outside of an MVP, he has nothing else that stands out. He has historically played poor in the playoffs, and he has not been the same player in the postseason. He is one of the best offensive players of all time, but has no rings to show for it. His playstyle can often be called selfish and heliocentric, that it doesn't lead to playoff wins. Lastly, James Harden can easily be identified with his beard. So with this, who would be the perfect One Piece comparison? Mihawk is a well-renowned greatest swordsman in the entire world. His swordsmanship, skill, and power is unmatched in the One Piece world, as there are many people that are close to him as of right now, but he is still the best. He is rivaled with Shanks for a bit in his prime. He can easily be identified with his big sword and his mustache. However, he usually rolls solo and there's no crew around him. He's a lone captain of an empty ship and likes to keep to himself, and he doesn't like to work with other people. He has very little feats to show that he is the best swordsman in the world or any crazy displays of power. Derrick Rose is one of the biggest what-ifs in NBA history. He was the youngest MVP in NBA history and had an amazing career ahead of him. He was a leader of the Bulls and was an absolute hometown hero. He was one of the most exciting and explosive players of all time in his prime. Unfortunately, after his injuries to his knees, he was never the same player ever again. He is well respected and loved by many NBA players and NBA fans. Isaiah Thomas was one of the best scorers in the league in his prime. He led the Celtics to some great seasons and was well loved and respected by everyone in the league and amongst fans. He had a promising career in front of him, and he was also one of the most fearless NBA players of all time, with the heart of a lion. But he fell off quickly as the Celtics traded him during his prime. So who would be the best comparison for D Rose and IT? Ace was a very strong pirate at the beginning of his career, being offered a warlord position very young. He got the attention of many powerful pirates like Whitebeard, who took him under his wing, and he was a fiery and explosive personality. He was also very loved by fans in the series. However, during Marineford, he got killed by Kainu, and his promising pirating career was ended. He was a fan favorite, as many fans still question what the series would look like if he never died. Throughout this video, it is clear that there are some comparisons that we can make between the One Piece and the NBA. This was really fun to make, and I'm going to make a part 2. However, let me know what you guys think in the comments below and give your own comparisons, and make sure to subscribe.